I have a problem. I need to do a photo shoot because I make furniture and I made something. I made something that I feel really proud of and I really want to share it with the world. I also really need to share it with the world for financial reasons, but I want to do it right. I also have a theory that I've been wanting to test. And it's based in the idea that the best way to connect a person with an object, to make sure that that chair doesn't get left on the side of the road when you move, but comes with you to your next house, to your next phase of life, is the narrative that you associate with that piece of furniture, the story. This is my favorite chair. It's made by a very famous French designer, and I got it on Facebook Marketplace for $50 from a kind old woman. She invited me inside her home and showed me her vintage magazine collection. This is my favorite lamp. I won it at an auction in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. The auctioneer wore an eye patch over his left eye and his name was Al. And this is the Dirty Marty Bar Cabinet. I made it as a Christmas gift for my boyfriend, and it was handcrafted over a 2-month period while I was studying fine woodworking at the Center for Furniture Craftsmanship. So the red chair isn't just a red chair. The cowboy boot lamp is not just a cowboy boot lamp. And the Dirty Marty Bar Cabinet is not just a bar cabinet. It has a long and storied history, and we have to make sure that we tell that story.
The reality, though, is that you cannot tell that story without first telling the story of Marty Bangers. So let me introduce you to a very special friend of mine, the enigmatic, captivating, timeless Mr. Bangers.
Oh God, yeah, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest honor to formally introduce you to the man that lives within the skin of my boyfriend, Mr. Marty Bangers. Applause. Applause. All jokes aside, this is a photo shoot that I did years ago. I was fresh out of college. I had no idea what I wanted to be or what direction I wanted to move in. It was COVID, and it was one of those days where it just kept dragging on. And so we did a photo shoot as if it was a magazine expose. And years later, this character, Marty Bangers, has sort of come to represent a North Star for me. You know, it's courage, it's playfulness, it's making the choice that you're afraid to make because why not? What is there to lose? What is stopping you? You know, I think that at the end of the day, you might as well give them something to talk about. Okay, so you've seen these. This is the original photo shoot. This is the piece. Really what we're gonna be going for is 1960s, the warm tones of this, the sex factor, the sort of like cheekiness. I'm thinking a wood backdrop, like wood paneling. I like these sort of like long, thin slats. I think will like complement very nicely with the piece. I'm thinking 2 flats. I think that's gonna be wide enough. I'm a little worried about that, but I'm also like, do you think we'll be able to do it all in one night? Like in one day? Like if I build it in the morning and we shoot it at night, do you think that's feasible?
Okay, so materials have been acquired. I've got them sitting in my shop, and step 1 here is gonna be to get the stain done. So these are actually some leftover panels I got from a film set that I worked. We used the wainscoting on the other side, but the back side is sort of this nice, like really interesting psychedelic grain pattern. It's birch, and I like reusing shit. It's free. However, they have been cut in half, which is not ideal, but we have this chair rail over here. So I'm sort of just thinking I'm gonna stack them one on top of each other and sort of separate them by the chair rail and see how that looks. It's not ideal, but I think, you know, it's gonna work out fine. I managed to get all the nails out, which is great. If they didn't have blemishes, I would just stain them, but they've got some shit on them, so We're gonna get that off. Just gonna hopefully spend about 20 minutes sanding, and then we can stain. Sanding is complete. It took me a while, I'll be honest. I am behind schedule. I wanted to be done staining by now, and I haven't started. So that's not great. We're gonna keep trucking along. Let's get staining. I could not find like a teak mid-century modern stain. I felt like the closest I could get was this antique walnut. You know, they want me to sand to 220. I'm not doing that. They want me to apply 2 coats. I'm probably not doing that. So he wants me to apply it with a brush. That I can do. So we'll get a brush and we're just gonna start going to town on this. I think the color turned out better than I expected. I wish I had time to do another coat, but it's got that warm mid-century tone I was going for. So the bad news is that took me forever and I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna go inside and have a snack. Hello, autofocus. It's me, Margaret. I had a little snack, feeling good. These are looking good. So we're just gonna shift them over to the side to dry, make some room to get working on the frame. So first off, I'm gonna measure them and then we're gonna get our together. Why are they called 2x4s? And they're 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Probably not good, right? All right, all done there. I know, I'm building a cart for this next week, so it's gonna have better dust collection and a better setup there. The shop is just really rough right now. I just moved in. That's why I'm wearing a mask. Mine's got flames on it. Now that we've got this all nailed on, we're gonna cut our chair rails to size. And just like that, as if this didn't take me 6 hours. Looks really small, doesn't it? Oh well.
All right, that's really good.
Does it? Here we go. It's happening. Yay! Shout out Ryobi. Woo!
You happy with what you've done here?
It's cool, right? Like, you just see a wall in the middle of nowhere. The wood turned out so good. I feel really happy with it, especially because it was literal garbage.
You're very good at turning garbage into gold.
I'm so excited. One of my pet peeves is that the chair rail doesn't match here to here.
That's a reasonable pet peeve.
Should we just leave it?
I think we should leave it.
I forgive myself. So the key to drilling well is to get as far away as possible and then put 2 hands on the drill and then put your whole body weight behind it. I don't really know the key to drilling well. Probably I'm doing it wrong. So just like that, after 8 weeks building the piece, driving it across the country, gifting it to John, planning this photo shoot for days, and then building it for more than 8 hours, we were ready. So the next step was to add a little bit of flavor, you know, adding some set design, costumes, lighting, and by the time the sun went down, we were ready to film. But the universe had other plans, and we had some unforeseen issues with our lavalier mic, which meant that No matter what, every take sounded like this.
Introducing
And like this.
liquor.
And like this.
Liquor and a fine piece of furniture to keep my liquors in.
And the night wore on, and no matter what we did, the static would not stop. And
What is up? You can't, like, there's no correlation.
And eventually there was nothing left to do except for admit defeat. So we failed a little bit. We got it all dressed, as you can see. John did some lovely lighting, but our lavalier mic kept f***ing up, and no matter what, there was this static that wouldn't go away. And I'm sick and exhausted, so we called it on the commercial tonight. We're going to take some stills and then come back and try again tomorrow. Yeah, it just was like we were so close, and then it felt sort of Sisyphusian. Hug each other. Thanks for all your help.
I had a really good time.
Yeah, me too. I did too. I'm proud of us. It looks so good.
It looks awesome.
It looks really good.
Hey, buddy.
Hi,
Hey, buddy. Come here, sweet Congo. How come you get so loved? You're so loved by all the people that you know. All right, I'm gonna turn up the lights.
Okay, we're back. I'm sick. The sun's setting, and we have to film this. It's supposed to rain tonight, so we can't leave our gear out again. I've taken one Dayquil, saving the other one for a special moment when I need it. Dirty Marty, commercial, day 2, take 2, round 2. Here we go. All right, we're set again. John's working on lighting. This is deeply out of focus. There we go, John.
Hey, guys.
You working on
hey,
lighting?
everybody. I'm working on audio currently. But, you know, switching to lighting soon. Very soon, guys. Thanks for checking in.
So we did it all over again, less than 24 hours later. And I'm not going to lie, this one was painful. I was really sick. It was really late. But after a lot of heavy lifting and emotional support by John and a lot of strange liquid leaking out of my left eye, there's nothing left to do but turn on the lights and do it all over again. Got all of them?
Yeah.
Cool.
That felt pretty awesome.
How you doing, Marty?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Marty Bangers. Hi, I'm Marty Bangers.
Can you take your socks off?
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
How you feeling?
I took a lot of Dayquil, and it's no longer working, but I feel proud. How do you feel?
I had a lot of fun being Marty Bangers, you know, reprising a classic role for myself. I hope that not all of the YouTube videos are this hard.
It was hard.
This was hard.
There was
hard.
times where I was like,
I want to give up.
hate this.
Yeah, dude. Now we're gonna be YouTube famous. Everybody pay us money. Look, you want more of that? There's more where that came from.
We did it. In the end, it was successful. There's a lot that I learned, and I think I'm trying to decide how much of it I should get into here. What did I learn about? I think at this point, it just makes sense to show the commercial and what we accomplished. This is one of 4 that we made. Without further ado, there's no reason to wait. I think let's go ahead and watch the commercial. Check it out. I hope you enjoy.
Have you ever had a divorce? Hi, I'm Marty Bangers. I've had 4. And you know what always makes me feel better after having a divorce? Liquor. Liquor and a fine piece of handmade furniture to keep my liquors in. Introducing the Dirty Marty Bar Cabinet. Made of solid hardwood cherry and rich dyed veneer, its silky smooth finish will leave your thighs quivering. Add a pop of playful little olives, and this bold and sexy piece is the conversation starter your home's been missing. The Dirty Marty Bar Cabinet. What the hell? Spend that child support on something important.
So that was the Dirty Marty Bar Cabinet. Looking back to the theory that I had at the beginning of this project, which was the idea that the story behind a piece directly relates to the way that a user then values that piece. I stand by that. I think that what I feel almost less sure of now is whether, as the designer and maker of a piece, whether you get to be in charge of that or not. And whether the attempt to control that in some ways sort of undercuts the serendipity of what it means to create a connection with something. Can you intentionally foster a connection between a user and an object? I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, I think you can try. I don't know. I guess I'm not really sure what I think. I think that's kind of the point of this, is that I'm still in the process of developing it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my content and you feel so inclined, please like, subscribe to my channel. There'll be a lot more videos coming. And just remember, make the choice that makes you feel something, right? Make the choice that makes you feel something. I think that's the best way I can put it. Anything to add, Congo?